Day 8. 1. Describing a person. Cue card. Describe a famous person you would like to meet. You should say who it is, what they are famous for, what you would do if you meet them, and explain why you would like to meet them.
Sample answer. Well, the person I'd like to meet most is Zhang Yimou, who is a very famous film director in China. I've always admired him. He's a man of average height, in his 40s, I think. So far, he has directed many good films. He's well known in China for his versatile talents. First of all, he's a famous director. Most of his films have won international prizes, and the actresses who have appeared in his films would consequently become popular as well. I like his film The Road Home, which describes how a young teacher and a girl fell in love and how they worked and enjoyed their life in a small village. It's really touching, with very good photography and nice music, in spite of the simple plot. Apart from his directing, he has appeared in many films as the main character, which always gives people a very deep impression. I clearly remember one film in which he played the role of a terracotta warrior who came back to life and got involved in a love affair with a woman. In recent years, instead of depicting the uncivilized and backward life in the country areas, he has made great efforts to publicize Chinese culture. One of his famous works is a short documentary assisting China to bid for the 2008 Olympic Games. It's quite spectacular. He is the kind of person I would really like to meet, as he's a very good example of success through unfailing effort, perseverance and struggle. If I met him, I'd like to ask him about how he has succeeded against all odds. I'd also like to get some advice as to how to achieve self-fulfillment, as he has done.
Two. Describing a place. Cue card. Describe a city or a town where you have lived. You should say where it is located, what part of the city or town you are most familiar with, what are the most important landmarks and places to visit, and explain what makes that city or town special to you.
Sample answer. Well, I'd like to talk about Chongqing, a city I used to live in for a few years from 1994 to 2001. It's a busy mountainous city located in the southwest of China, one of the 4 cities directly under the jurisdiction of the central government. Indeed, its mountainous landscape, with Jialing River running through, makes it so attractive and unique, especially at night, with its bright lights along the riverbanks and on the buildings. Recently, many modern buildings have sprung up, but there are very few traditional buildings left, which is really a shame, as they have to pull down the old ones to make room for the new and high-rise commercial buildings. As a rapidly changing city, Chongqing is famous for its auto, chemical, and textile industries. But a serious problem in this city is pollution and overpopulation. In fact, there have been several cases of acid rain in the past few years. The temperature in summer can go up to as high as 37 degrees centigrade. Rush hour traffic is another problem yet to be solved. Sometimes you can walk faster than the buses during the peak periods. People in this city live a stressful and fast-paced life, as there is very keen competition for jobs. They have to work long hours sometimes. However, people are very hospitable and ready to treat you with one of the local specialities, Chongqing hot pot. They're also quite open-minded, willing to accept new ideas and cultures. The nightlife here is fantastic, and you can find anything you want in this city, whether it's pubs, tea houses, discos, theatres, museums or cinemas. On the whole, Chongqing is quite a good place to live in.
Three. Describing an event. Cue card. Describe an important occasion you have attended, such as a wedding or a birthday party. You should say what it was, who it was for, what you did, where you had this party, and explain how the party impressed you.
Sample answer. I'd like to talk about my grandma's 90th birthday last August. As 90 is an important age for everyone, my parents decided to host a big birthday party for her. So we booked a Chinese dinner in a 5-star hotel in Chengdu. And all our relatives, family members, and even some of our colleagues attended that reception. As far as I can remember, about 150 guests came to wish my grandma a happy birthday. At the party, we had a very big birthday cake with the Chinese character longevity on it. We lit the candles, and my mother made a speech on behalf of the family, expressing our gratitude to Grandma for her hard work and love in bringing up her children and grandchildren. After that, some of our relatives and friends spoke very highly of my grandma for her generosity and the care she had given to those around her. So everyone joined us in wishing her a happy birthday in song and gifts, and we all cheered. Then we helped her cut and share the birthday cake. It's a custom that if you share the birthday cake of an elderly person, you may also share her longevity. My grandma was too excited to say a word, not about the huge cake or loads of gifts, but about seeing such a happy reunion of her family and friends. She managed to say a few words about how she appreciated such a happy occasion and about how she had hoped to see such a gathering. But she understood that it was not very easy to have a party of this size, as everyone was busy with his or her work, and my aunt and uncle lived in Shanghai. The next thing we did was to take many photos with her. I remember quite clearly that at that time I was thinking about the change of family structures. As time goes on, the young are moving away with their jobs, leaving the elderly behind, lonely, helpless, and sometimes miserable. How the old people long for a time to get together with their family members.